Right, I've just come out because I'm changing 11 downlights in this property today. And I did a quick loop test before I start. 26.6 ohms. Oh yeah, that's really high. Absolutely fine as long as it's on, as long as it's a rod and that's not a reading for the PME or, you know, or a TNS. So come out into the garden, found the rod. The fuse board's just, or consuming it's just in that cupboard there. Can't quite see. So it obviously comes out, a bit of conduit, down, rod. Happy days. Whilst I'm here, I can't help but look, and I glance across. What the fuck's that? That looks like a single core insulated and sheathed cable joined onto whatever that is, doing something. That's obviously a lighting loop, perhaps, or switch line loop. What the fuck's that? How far do you go? Do I take that off? Shall I risk it? Or shall I just fucking walk away and get in the van? There's the supply cable in that pipe there. And that green and yellow on the left, that does, they've got an oil supply here. So that's the bond for the oil. That's the supply cable, and it goes round under the guttering and then inside. Along with a few other things that obviously serve some outdoor stuff, but fucking hell. I might have to make a note. Yeah, I'm just changing downlights out, but I might have to make a note. I might produce a certificate to let them know. So what that does, it goes under the decking somewhere. Anyway, get back to doing my downlights. And I also noticed it's 100 milliamp RCD and they're consuming it on the lighting circuit, so I have to advise them to change that. I'm just changing like for like, but yeah, you have to advise them to change that, to be honest. I'll quickly test the RCD. Okay. That's a good sign. Nice. Half of the room is done. There's two switch wires that does this kitchen, left hand side, right hand side. That side's done. This side, started changing them. I thought I'd just check it. Didn't work. 38 volts here. Right, that's the incoming leg. That leg goes to here. You can see that leg goes over there. And then down here, I've got 230 volts at all three of these. So I imagine it used to be a centre pendant and they split to one side of the spots and the other side. So something's happened there, either damage, deterioration, or it's been chewed, I don't know. So I'm going to change these three and see if I can rod between there and there to get this lot going, but we'll see. So, got these lights on, bit of Foo Fighters, but I'm still only getting 38 volts, so I'm almost certain that there's some kind of damage or deterioration on that cable. Probably some kind of brown junction box flapping around in the ceiling has come loose, because these aren't going. So, see if I can rod. I'll use my super rod camera, see if I can get between that point and that point. There is a beam, so I'm not feeling too confident, but let's see. Right, so I failed there. I couldn't rod between that hole and that hole. So I can power up these three downlights, which through some circumstances they've become loose. The feed for them just now, supply, and so I've got to refeed it from this half of the downlights. So I've done one 74mm hole. I've chucked my rod up with my chain on it, and I'm just going to set up my super rod thing. Camera with a magnet and fire it up into there. I think I'm in the eaves, the roof, so there's quite a large roof void in there, albeit there's insulation, but hopefully I'll send this up and I'll see it.
Congratulations on Monday. Completed it, mate. Looks absolutely 50s. They did stick with Elvis, James Brown, Ella Fitzgerald, and it's the biggest rock milestone of the decade. Listen to absolutely the 50s as part of Absolute Radio's premium, where you will never hear an ad.
Right. Fucking brilliant. Save the day, that. Just appreciation for useful shit for smart keys. I don't use this all the time. But when you do, it's absolutely perfect. And I paid for this. I bought this from Loadout from Mike. I got it personalised. I thought it was pretty cool. I think it was only like 40 quid at the time, but you just can't beat, I don't know, you just can't beat Super Rod in my opinion. Can't beat them. Right. Got the lights on. I couldn't have foreseen that. When I came to look at the job, they had they told me the lights have one by one slowly been stopped working, and they were like these cheap fucking Denman's shit compact ones, and they've just gone. It's been less than 2 years. But unbeknownst to them, that one half of the kitchen was actually faulty, the cable. And so now I have added to the circuit now. If you remember, that was a 100 milliamp RCD on the lights. So they have agreed to some form of 30 milliamp protection. Whether that be a board upgrade, which obviously I prefer, I'll submit a quote, or maybe an RCD fuse spur, pull the light and feed out, you know, and put an RCD spur in line. Preferably the board upgrade, which they'll probably go for, but now I've altered and added the circuit, I'm gonna have to. That cut off then, now I've added to a circuit, I've got to make sure it's compliant. The bonds are all good. I already had a visual look around on the bonds, but it's not 30 milliamp protection, so yeah, I'll have to come back now. But they have agreed, which is cool. They understand. They're very pragmatic, which is cool. I like those kind of clients. They understand. I did warn them when I spotted the 100 milliamp RCD. That if I make, I can change the lights, but any alterations or additions, I'm going to have to, make sure it complies. And yeah, they were happy with that. So they wanted the lights, so we have to pay extra to make it compliant and safe. Well, there was a fucking TLC 20 minutes away. So whilst I did say to them, oh yeah, I'm going to recommend a board upgrade, I thought, I wonder if I can get I was happy to leave it, if I was just changing the lights, I was happy to leave it, but as I now rewired a section of it to get half of those downlights working, I knew I had to make it compliant. And I was like, oh, RCD fuse spur, that's a bit of a cheap get out, but it's perfectly fine to do. Obviously I'd rather replace the whole consumer unit, but just for an extra couple of meters of cable, I quickly googled. TLC was like 20 minutes away, so I went in, I got an RCBO, and I thought, well, why am I fucking getting an RCBO? I might as well change the main 61008 and do the whole fucking lot in it, rather than just doing that. So I'm gonna stick one of them in. Just in case you missed that, I know I sometimes waffle on. I went in and I thought, oh, I'll get an RCBO, smashing, brilliant. And then when I came out, I drove off. I was like, why am I getting a fucking RCBO, Lawrence? Why am I getting an RCBO? Why not just change the main switch? And whilst I haven't worked on the other circuits, it just seems fucking bonkers. I might as well to get a 6188 and cover all of them for the sake of it. The client agreed to extra works and was happy for either a board upgrade or RCD spur, and I just thought this was something that I could do right now, and so I can I can sleep tonight. I've got to, unfortunately, also cut a bit of the cabinet out, because the client said that they've never had any electrics done there since they've been there, and they've been there 15 odd years. And when the kitchen was done, I don't think they did the kitchen, they just cut it around the consumer unit, and I can't get the fucking cunt off. So I've got to cut the cover off to put my RCD in. Yay! Oh, I got a fucking another year's worth of work on that. That blade. Hopefully that will come out now. Someone hoisting a cable right in front of the fucking board. Right. Happy days. Right. Swap this out. Right, RCD swapped over. It's now it's 80 amp, 30 milliamp Type A 6108. It's this circuit that I've been working on, but I did buy an RCBO, but I thought, fuck it, why not do the lot? So I'm just going to quickly test that with. Should have got prepared, but I wasn't. So this video might run out. And you'll see me on the next one. Fairly easy to swap over. Like, whilst we were moaning about the MK, they've kept the style the same, similar to Wilex, where you can just interchange them and swap them out. Quite straightforward, which is nice. When other brands, when they change the design, it fucks everything up. But yeah, fair play for MK for keeping it the same. Right, got my croc clip in. Round to auto because I'm just used to doing it in auto. 30 milliamps now. Type A, you can see down there. I'm going to do it with all the load, with the load disconnected, so it doesn't look like a fucking disco. Let's go. Good. Good. Nice. Happy days. And then just do the functional test, and we can see all the results. Perfect. As I'm here, I'm just going to do a quick check of all the terminals as I've gone to the effort of taking the cover off. Make sure they're all tight and secure. I will provide a certificate for this, adding the RCD and adding cable to the circuit, and I've got a few observations I can write down about the bonding and the supply, and there's a few things I've spotted on that lighting cable out in the garden, so there's a few things I want to note anyway. But yeah, I'll provide them a certificate with this. Done the main switch, done the neutral, done the RCD. Yeah, cool. Right, don't forget this little cunt in there, and put the cover on before I turn it all back on again. Nice one. To be honest, I thought I was going to swear more then, putting that cover back on, but it's gone on a lot easier than I thought it was going to. Right, I'm happy with that. I've already tested ZE, already checked the bonding. I've got my values for the lighting circuit that I worked on. I got my values from my new RCD. I did test the old RCD, which was fine, but 30 milliamp now that I've added to it, so should be all good to turn on. Right, let's get paid, go home. Now, whilst I'd love to do a board upgrade, we've got to be real world realistic. I would love to do it, and I could have put a quote in and done it, but all I'd done was added a cable from there to there. It seemed just such a shame. I could have done, you know, what was going to cost them a little bit was then going to cost them fucking loads, which sometimes, you know, it is what it is. But on this occasion I could have done an RCD spur, but luckily TLC saved the day and they had one of those 61008s, so it's just a simple swap out. To me, that's being fair and value, you know, giving value to your customers, you know, and it shows well, shows good workmanship. You know, I'm not ripping people off. If it had to do it, I would have done it, but and they were happy to. But this seemed like a good, you know, alternative or happy medium. You know, they're going to sell soon, so I think they're going to get me for an EICR and do the board upgrade anyway. Hello. Hello. You are cute. I won't forget you as well. Hello.